Hello everyone. Today it's a warm June summer day, but I want to tell you the story about a cold October evening back in 2020 when I recorded the Aria from Bach's Goldberg Variations up by that tree up there, just as the sun was setting. So last October I was ready to record the Aria. I'd been working on it, I was ready to record it, but I was searching for the right location. The piece itself, I just fallen in love with it. And it's interesting because to me, it sort of epitomizes my experience with Bach, that Bach is good to listen to, but he's amazing to play. So that I knew and I love the variations, the Goldberg Variations, but not in the same way as when I started playing it. And this Aria just is a special piece. Like I think it's an amazing piece of music. And so I wanted a suitable, a fitting location for it to film. And I'd been scouting in a local forest, but didn't find a great location, certainly within reach, that I could hike to with my harp. And so this October day, I decided I would pack my harp up and go and investigate Finnerty Gardens. It was a gray, overcast day without particularly exciting lighting, but again, I was free that day, and the weather wasn't terrible. I had in mind a location where I hadn't filmed at before at Finnerty Gardens. So I went there, but I wanted this really epic, appropriate spot, and I wasn't sure that was it. And I think oftentimes it can be easy when you're trying to create something, whether it's a video or writing a composition or anything, to let these doubts creep in. Right? Sometimes maybe you're inspired, it's a great location, or you're writing something and the music just flows. But other times it's easy to kind of doubt oneself and say, well, location doesn't look that great, it's a lot of work, maybe not. And so I checked the location, I said, maybe not. Okay, I'll drive up to Mount Tolney, which is only less than 5 minutes away. And I've filmed various videos there as well. So I went up there, scouted this one location. Again, the light, I wasn't sure that this was epic enough. I said, well, I'll go back to Finnerty Gardens. Drove back there, walked a little bit further in, found a location, and at this point now, the sun was starting to get down and starting to get beneath the clouds. So there was a certain amount of light coming through. And I said, I've got my harp in the car, it's here, I should take it out and try to record. And again, sometimes half the battle is just getting started when you're trying to create something. And it doesn't mean that you're going to come up with something great. So again, if you look at Handel, Bach, and Vivaldi, in total they wrote thousands of compositions, and some of them weren't that good. But over time, and having made that effort, they did come up with some amazing pieces of music. So I thought, I'm going to take my harp out, I'm going to try to record. But then as I'm walking back to the car, I was starting to doubt again because the sun's starting to go down fairly quickly, and also the clouds might come back. So I'm like, the light might not even be there. And again, I'm not sure that this is quite the location. I was feeling very picky about the location. So get in the car, I'm just going to drive home. So I'm driving home, I'm seeing that the light, we've got this cloud cover, but there's a opening underneath it, and that often leads to some of the best sunsets. And sure enough, the sun's starting to peek down underneath the clouds. And so I think, looking at this as I'm driving, and I decide, okay, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go back up to Mount Tolney. And so at this point, it's becoming a bit of a race against time, because once the sun starts going down, it goes down pretty fast here in the winter. So I drive up to Mount Tolney, I park, and I have to go to a different location I scouted before because I have to see the sun. The sun sets in the winter right over there instead of over here where it's setting right now. So I know a location where I might be able to film it. No chance to scout. I have to take my harp out of the car, load everything in, wheel it along, carry it the last little bit, and hope to find a good spot. So I get there, unpack the harp, get set up, get my camera gear and equipment all set up, and start filming. And there's the sun getting ready to set by the horizon. And meanwhile, it's bitterly cold. It's this cold late October evening. Fortunately, I have some hand warmers that a student knit for me so that helped alleviate a little bit of that chill. But I was also very glad that the piece that I'm playing then, this aria, is not a particularly fast piece. So I don't think I would ever have been able to play the harmonious blacksmith in these conditions, but definitely much more possible to play this aria. So I get set up, start recording, and by the third take, I'm kind of into it. My hands are freezing, but that's okay. And the sun is just dropping right at the horizon, and I get this take that I'm really, really happy with. And so it's just an example, I think, of how it's always great to go out there and do these things and sort of ignore or fight through some of those doubts. And maybe sometimes it's true and you don't end up with anything good, but sometimes you do. And that's the case here. And of course, I'm also then so thankful for people like Bach and Vivaldi and Handel, who, and they were human, they must have had doubts, but they fought through those and they did the work and they created this amazing body of music with, again, some maybe not so great pieces, but some amazing pieces like this aria that I'm going to play for you.